Have you ever given a compliment that seemed to land with no impact at all? It happens to everyone. And the reason is simpler than you think. Most men aren't speaking a language that truly reaches a woman's heart. Today, we're exploring 8 powerful phrases, grounded in timeless wisdom and modern understanding, designed to make a woman feel truly seen. Not manipulated, not flattered, but deeply understood. I see how much effort you put into things. The world is full of shallow praise. It sounds nice for an instant, but it never really sticks. We're all used to hearing, "You look great," or "nice outfit." And sure, those feel pleasant, but they evaporate almost immediately. This compliment is different. It goes much deeper because it isn't about her appearance or anything temporary. It honors what actually costs her time, energy, and dedication. Ancient thinkers knew that people crave recognition above all else. They understood we care less about applause for our successes and more about someone seeing the hard work behind them. Science backs this up. Studies show that when someone acknowledges our effort, it triggers a stronger emotional response than praising the result alone. Why? Because effort is personal. It's the part of life we keep hidden. It's the late nights, the quiet stress, the self-doubt, the moments she pushes forward when nobody is watching. When you notice that you're seeing a part of her she usually guards. This phrase tells her something crucial. You are not invisible. I see what you invest in your work, your life, your choices, and I respect it. Think about it. Most people only see the finished product, the polished look, the good result, the calm demeanor. Hardly anyone witnesses the long journey it took to get there, the time she almost quit, the discipline it required, the inner strength she had to summon. This compliment shows her you see both the surface and the foundation. It says she is more than just the outcome. It says she is someone whose dedication has meaning. Someone who strives not out of obligation, but because she has her own standards, goals, and values. It tells her that the part of herself she thought no one would ever notice is finally being recognized. And that creates a profound feeling of safety. When someone sees your effort, you feel you can be your real self around them. You feel appreciated for who you are, not just what you produce. Here's the key. Very few men offer this kind of acknowledgement. Most stay on the surface, often because they never learn to speak from a deeper place. But when you use this, you're demonstrating emotional maturity. You're showing you pay attention to more than looks. You pay attention to character. Most people miss this. They see what's obvious. But you don't. You see what's beneath. You notice the details that truly matter. And that alone places you in an entirely different category. Because in a world desperate for quick attention, the person who sees genuine effort becomes unforgettable. You elevate the people around you. There's incredible power in this simple line. While most praise focuses on appearance or small things, beautiful smile, great style, almost no one hears about the impact they have on others. That's precisely why this one resonates so deeply. Research indicates we form the strongest bonds with people who make us feel that we matter. This compliment does exactly that. It tells her, you don't just exist here, you make a difference. Pause and consider that. Many people move through life wondering if they actually improve anyone's day. They question if their presence means anything, if their actions help others grow, and they rarely hear a word about it, not from colleagues, friends, or sometimes even family. So when you tell a woman, you elevate the people around you, you're speaking to a part of her spirit that hardly anyone touches. You're telling her she isn't just liked. She's significant. She inspires. She lifts the energy in a room simply by being present. She encourages people to think bigger, feel safer, or try harder. This isn't about beauty or possessions. It's about who she is at her core. And people never forget praise that touches their identity. This compliment says, your presence alone changes the atmosphere. Most women don't hear this. In fact, many constantly question their own value to those they care about. Hearing this feels like someone finally sees the truth she hoped was visible. This also shows you're paying attention to her impact, not just her image. You're observing how she interacts, listens, and supports others. That kind of attention feels rare and safe. It demonstrates your emotional intelligence. A man who notices subtle influences like kindness, empathy, and leadership sees beyond the surface, and that makes you stand out immediately. Furthermore, this praise acts as a mirror. It reflects the best parts of herself, the parts she may not discuss but secretly hopes are seen. Many try to impress by talking about themselves. But when you highlight how she lifts others, you're showing humility and a deeper grasp of human connection. People don't fall for the loud or flashy. They fall for those who make them feel valued. When you say these words sincerely, it creates a quiet moment where she feels understood in an unexpected way. Those moments become memory. They become part of the story she tells herself about you. Very few women ever receive this compliment, and that is exactly what makes it unforgettable, not because it's extravagant, but because it's true. Your perspective always challenges my thinking. This stands apart from common praise. Most compliments target looks, style, or surface traits. Beauty might grab attention momentarily, but it doesn't hold it. What truly lasts, what truly draws someone in deeper is the mind. That's the power here. It tells her that what she says carries weight. Not her appearance, not her vibe, but her thoughts, her ideas, her unique viewpoint. Great minds throughout history knew that we respect those who challenge our thinking, those who make us see the world through a new door. Psychology supports this with the concept of cognitive intimacy, a deep bond formed through meaningful exchange of ideas. When you say, "Your perspective always challenges my thinking," you're telling her that her mind has influence. You're saying her ideas aren't just background noise, they're impactful. Here's the reality. Many women aren't recognized for their intellect. They get complimented on their looks, their body, their clothes, but their inner world, their opinions, very few take time to appreciate that. That's why this feels so rare, and rare gets remembered. This tells her, you don't just speak, you make me reflect. You bring unique ideas that push me. You expand my mind. That creates deeper respect and a connection not based on appearance, but on how your minds engage. Imagine, she shares a simple observation or story. Most might ignore it or just nod, but you catch it. You ponder it. You let it shift something within you. When she realizes her thoughts can alter your thoughts, she feels valued on a higher plane. And that matters, because a woman who feels intellectually respected will always remember who made her feel that way. This also says something about you. It shows you're open-minded, thoughtful, and appreciate depth. You're not just listening to reply. You're listening to comprehend. Most people don't listen that way. Most hear only surface words, but you're demonstrating you hear her with intention and curiosity. And curiosity is a powerful foundation for connection. This compliment is unspoken proof that you're not merely attracted to her. You're inspired by her. And inspiration is something people never forget. So when you say, "Your perspective always challenges my thinking," you're giving praise that touches her mind, her identity, and her sense of significance. It is subtle, deep, respectful, and uncommon. And that's why it stays with her long after the conversation ends. I respect how you live by your principles. This goes far beyond generic praise like you're strong or you're confident. Confidence can be loud and even performed. Conviction is different. Conviction is quiet. It lives in a person's values, choices, and actions. It's the part that remains steady when the world tries to shake it. That's why this compliment reaches a deeper place. People admire confidence, but they connect with conviction. Wisdom traditions teach that loyalty grows when you respect someone's core principles, the inner code they won't break, even when it's hard. Modern research agrees, showing that a person's moral identity is one of the strongest parts of their personality. So when you say, "I respect how you live by your principles," you are recognizing something sacred. You're valuing the part of her that guides her decisions, her boundaries, and her sense of self. Most people praise achievements. Very few praise values, and almost nobody praises integrity. So, this strikes a space that's usually untouched. It tells her, you aren't easily swayed. You don't bend just to please. You know what matters to you. You live with purpose, not uncertainty. And I admire that. This doesn't just make her feel good. It makes her feel seen as a person of character. And that is rare. Think of how many people change opinions to fit in. How many say one thing and do another? How many lose themselves seeking approval? So when she meets someone who says, "I respect how you live by your principles," It's powerful because it honors something many hide, their inner truth. You're recognizing her backbone, her internal fortitude, her ability to hold on to her identity even when it's difficult, her capacity to say no when others say yes, her willingness to stand alone if it's right. That isn't just attractive, it's deeply respectable. This also communicates something about you. It shows you value inner strength. You respect ethics. You're drawn to authenticity in a world of pretense. It shows you see her not as an image, but as a person with a moral compass. And here's the beautiful part. People remember the moments someone recognized their integrity, not their looks or successes, but their character. Because character is a part forged through experience, lessons, pain, courage, and growth. The part we rarely discuss but secretly hope others notice. When you notice, it builds trust. It creates respect. It fosters emotional safety. The sense she can be herself around you without fear of judgment. So when you tell her this, you're giving a compliment she won't hear from many. And that makes it unforgettable. You're acknowledging the strongest part of her, the part that doesn't change with trends, the part that defines who she is. Praise like that stays in the heart for a very long time. Your presence calms a room without you trying. This compliment is special because it speaks to an influence most people never recognize in themselves. Some individuals brighten a space the moment they enter, not by being loud, impressive, or dramatic, but simply because their energy subtly shifts the environment. They don't force it. They don't perform. They just are, and somehow the atmosphere improves. That's the power this phrase acknowledges. Studies on emotional influence show that one person's mood and energy can transform an entire setting, creating bonds stronger and longer lasting than physical attraction alone. Looks may get a glance, but emotional presence is what people remember. So when you say, your presence calms a room without you trying, you're appreciating something she probably never hears. Most people never get acknowledged for their silent effect on others. They might get compliments on beauty, outfit, or talent, but their presence? Almost never mentioned. That makes this rare. This tells her, you bring calm to noise. You bring warmth to coldness. You bring comfort without a word. You lift the atmosphere effortlessly. You're the kind of person others feel good being near. It's the kind of praise that makes someone stop and think, wow, no one has ever said that to me. Because emotional presence can't be faked. It flows naturally from who she is. Her character, her kindness, her energy, the way she listens, smiles, carries herself. It's the small unconscious things she does. Most never see that, but you do. And that makes her feel understood in a new way. Imagine, she doesn't say a word, and the room already feels different, lighter, warmer, more at ease. People speak more freely. Tension fades. And nobody knows why except you. You notice that she doesn't just occupy a space. She enriches it. This also tells her she doesn't need to perform for you. She doesn't need to be perfect or try harder. Her natural presence is already enough, more than enough. It's impactful. And that's a powerful feeling for anyone. In a world where people constantly feel they must do more to be liked, this says the opposite. You being yourself is already valuable. It offers validation she didn't ask for, but deeply appreciates. It shows your emotional intelligence. You're paying attention to the energy she carries, not just her appearance. And it creates closeness because you recognize a part of her most people miss. She didn't have to earn this compliment. Her mere existence improved the environment, and few compliments feel as pure and sincere as that. So when you say this, you're giving her a truth about herself she likely never realized, a truth that will linger long after your talk ends. You notice details others overlook. This is powerful because it touches a part of someone's identity almost never discussed. Many people move through life quietly observing the world, catching details, emotions, patterns, but they're rarely acknowledged for it. It's a hidden skill, a silent strength residing in the mind, not on the surface. That's why this resonates so deeply. Psychologically, people feel special when someone notices a quality they secretly value about themselves. Not something obvious like beauty, but something internal and subtle. When you say, you notice details others overlook, you're telling her that her awareness matters. You're telling her she sees the world differently. You're telling her she has a mind that catches what others miss. making her feel uniquely seen in a genuine way. This says she's observant. She pays close attention. She reads between the lines. She listens with more than her ears. She listens with her intuition. She sees feelings in eyes, tension in voice, small energy shifts, subtle conversation details. And you're recognizing that part of her. Most overlook this quality because it doesn't shout for attention. It's quiet. It's internal. It's a trait only thoughtful people notice in others. So when you see it in her, it tells her something important. You're not just looking, you're truly seeing. You're not just hearing, you're understanding. You're not stuck on the surface. You're paying attention to depth. Most compliments women receive focus on the obvious: smile, body, outfit, style. Those are fine, but they don't stand out. They don't leave a mark. They don't make her feel unique. They make her feel like everyone else. But when you compliment her perception, everything changes. It tells her she has a mind that sets her apart, a consciousness that pays attention to details, emotions, and moments others simply walk past. Here's something interesting. People who notice small things often feel misunderstood or overlook themselves. They often think no one sees the depth of their mind or how much they understand without being told. So this praise feels like someone finally recognizes that hidden, deeper, sharper part of her. It shows your emotional intelligence, too. It shows you value awareness, curiosity, and attentiveness. You see life in more than headlines and surface impressions. That makes you stand out instantly. And when she realizes you appreciate her perception, it builds trust because it means you're paying attention to who she is, not just how she looks. This feels intimate because it's about her inner world, how her mind works. It tells her she's not just attractive, she's insightful. Not just interesting, she's perceptive. She doesn't just walk through life, she notices it. That's a trait most people don't even see in themselves, let alone have acknowledged. So when you say this, you're giving a rare form of recognition, the kind that makes her feel understood, valued, and seen on a level most never reach. And that's how you stand out, not by trying harder, but by seeing deeper. You inspire me to become a better man. This is different from all others because it doesn't just describe her. It describes the effect she has on you, and that makes it incredibly potent. Most praise talks about looks, personality, or skills. But this is about something deeper. How her presence changes your direction, mindset, and standards. This isn't about who she is externally. It's about who you become when she's near. That's rare. Timeless wisdom suggests real influence comes from elevation, making people rise to a higher level simply by being around them. Science supports this, showing that growth-based relationships are among the healthiest and strongest human bonds. So when you say, "You inspire me to become a better man," you're telling her she brings out a part of you that you're proud of. She doesn't push or pressure you. Her presence alone makes you want to improve. You're not saying she completes or fixes you. Those are heavy concepts. You're saying something more powerful. You inspire me. You make me want to grow. You challenge me positively. You motivate me effortlessly. You help me see my potential. Inspiration is unforgettable. Think, how many people do we meet who genuinely motivate us to improve? Not by criticism or comparison, but by being so grounded, kind, or passionate that we naturally want to match that energy. Very few. That's why this hits so deeply. It also tells her something meaningful about herself. She has a positive impact. She brings value. She doesn't just take up space. She elevates it. She doesn't just live. She affects lives. This shows you pay attention not only to your connection, but to your own growth. It shows you're someone who wants to evolve, to become stronger, wiser, or more disciplined because she inspires it. This creates a healthy dynamic. You're not placing her on a pedestal or becoming dependent. You're simply acknowledging a beautiful truth. Some people spark something inside us we didn't know was there. That spark is what this is about. When she hears it, she feels powerful in a gentle way. Not power over you, but power in her ability to create positive change. People are rarely told they inspire others. Most don't even realize their effect. So, hearing it feels like a revelation. It makes her think, I make someone better just by being myself. My presence has meaning. My energy has impact. Those realizations build emotional closeness, trust, and respect. Most importantly, they become memory. So when you say this, you're offering one of the highest compliments a person can receive. It's rare, meaningful, powerful, and unforgettable. People don't fall for flattery. They fall for being deeply seen. Use these phrases with honesty and respect. Remember, the strongest connection isn't built with perfect words, but with genuine attention. If this resonated with you, show your support by liking this video. It truly helps our channel, Winds of Thought, reach others who need this perspective.